I am Dr. W. Gunade from Kamla Nehru Mahavidyalaya, Nagpur. Today we are going to discuss the what is resolution, that is separation of enantiomers from racemic modification, and what are the methods of resolutions. As we know, the mixture of equal part of the mixture of equal part of enantiomer is the racemic modification, and this racemic modification is the which contain both D and EL form, and this racemic modification is optically inactive because a rotation caused by one half of the part is cancelled by other half, and therefore it is optically inactive. And in this case, example is the lactic acid, that is DL lactic acid, and enantiomer can be separated from this DL lactic acid, and the process of separation of racemic modification into their enantiomers, this process is known as the resolution. And there are different methods of the resolution. That is, number one, mechanical separation or mechanical method. Second is the biochemical method. Third is chemical method, and fourth is the chromatography. So racemic modification can be separated by these methods. So today we are discussing what is resolution, what are the examples, and what are the methods of resolutions. So today's topic is the stereochemistry and of organic compounds. This is the part number 6, and in this part today we are discussing the what is resolution and methods of resolution, that is separation of racemic modification, and mechanical, biochemical, chemical and chromatography methods are there. So first method is the mechanical, and here what is resolution and enantiomers. So in this case, as we know, equal part of enantiomers is nothing but the racemic modification, and process by which the racemic mixture or modification can be separated into D or EL enantiomer, that is positive or negative, is known as the resolution. As we know, a racemic mixture is optically inactive because the rotation caused by one enantiomer is cancelled by other part, and therefore it is optically inactive. Now in this case, the example is the lactic acid, and racemic modification of this lactic acid can be separated into optically inactive, and this racemic mixture is optically inactive, and from the lactic acid these two isomer can be separated into enantiomer, and this process of separation of racemic modification into enantiomer is the resolution. So as we know, enantiomers have identical physical and chemical properties, and therefore optically inactive. They cannot be separated by the usual technique like fractional crystallization or fractional distillation or chromatography. Therefore, special methods are used to separate these isomers, and some important methods are here: mechanical, biochemical, chemical, and the last is the chromatography. So, what is resolution? It is the process of process by which a racemic mixture can be separated into enantiomer is the resolution. And four methods are there. Mainly three methods are there: mechanical, biochemical and chemical. First is the mechanical separation, and Louis Pasteur is the first who used this method, and this is the most classical method, and it was used by Pasteur to separate the enantiomers of sodium ammonium tartrate. When concentrated solution of racemic mixture is allowed to crystallize, then two types of crystals get separated. One type of crystal is a mirror image of the other. These two types of crystal can be separated by hand picking. Is the simple method using a magnifying glass or microscope or pair of tweezers. So this is the simple. Simply we have to separate the two types of crystal which are mirror images of each other by the hand picking. And also there are limitations. This method is most laborious and time consuming, and therefore it is applicable only to those compounds which give well defined crystals of enantiomer, so that they can be easily separated. So this is the time consuming and a laborious method. But again, now this is only used only for that case where the crystals of enantiomers are so can be easily separated or distinguished. One is this, second one is this. So by hand picking it can be separated. So this is the mechanical simple method used by Porsche to separate the enantiomer from the racemic modification. In this case, Porsche also have separated D and L tartaric acid from the racemic tartaric acid. So racemic contain equal part of the enantiomers and they can be separated by using different method, and Porsche have separated D and L dextro and levo tartaric acid from the racemic tartaric acid, and by this method of mechanical method, by using hand picking, we can separate these two crystals or two isomers. Second is a biochemical method. In case of biochemical method, as we know, some certain microorganisms use one enantiomer as their food, leaving out the other. So in this technique, we can say that in the biochemical, again now the Porsche is a scientist. In 1858, certain microorganisms, when allowed to grow in the solution of racemic mixture, then they destroy one isomer and leave the other in the solution. Therefore, from ammonium salt of DL or racemic tartaric acid, L tartaric acid is isolated by using penicillium glaucum, which consumes the D isomer and leaving behind the L tartaric acid. So D isomer is consumed and the L isomer is there remain. This method also have certain limitations. So by using this method, we have to certain microorganism we have to allow to go in the racemic mixture, and one isomer is consumed and other is remain in the solution. So this is the biochemical method. So microorganisms consumes one D isomer and L isomer is there. So in this way we can separate the isomer or enantiomer by using this biochemical method. So racemic tartaric acid can be separated into L and D, L tartaric acid and D isomers. But here this method has certain limitations, and limitations are: number one, the selection of suitable microorganisms is very important, and they destroy only one enantiomers. So we have to select the such type of some perfect microorganism, that microorganism can destroy only one enantiomer, and otherwise this method is unsuitable. But we have to select such a microorganism so that that microorganism can destroy only one isomer and other isomer should be in the remain there. Second limitation is that there is a loss of one of the isomer, and therefore the yield of the other is less than 50%. This is one of the limitation. And third point is that solution of racement should be very dilute in order to keep microorganisms alive. So for keeping the microorganism alive, so the solution of racement should be a very dilute, then it is possible. Number 4 is poisonous enantiomer cannot be separated. Some enantiomers are poisonous. Such type of poisonous enantiomer cannot be separated by using biochemical method. So this is the second method, and third method is chemical method. And this chemical method is very important, and optically inactive isomers of the same compound resemble one another so closely in all properties except optical, and therefore it is not possible to separate them by ordinary laboratory method, and therefore we have to use some suitable chemical method, and this is most widely used method for separating the racemic mixture. And in this method, based upon the principle is that when racemic mixture is treated with the optically active reagent, it gives the mixture of two diastereomer. Because of the diastereomers are not mirror images of each other, they have different physical properties like melting point, boiling point, solubilities, and hence can be separated by physical method such as fractional crystallization, fractional distillation, and after the separation, each diastereomer is decomposed separately to give mixture of corresponding enantiomer. So diastereomer is decomposed separately and giving the mixture of corresponding enantiomer. And the optically active reagent. The enantiomers are optically active reagent. So optically active reagent is then removed by suitable method, leaving behind the pure enantiomer. So in this way we can obtain the pure enantiomer from the diastereomer. So this is the chemical method, and in this method, when example is given here to show this, consider this resolution of DL tartaric acid, and in this method it is shown in this slide that we have to take the DL tartaric acid and we have to add the positive brucine, and when it is added, what is, we get the two part separated by the crystallization. These two, positive and negative, this is positive tartaric acid brucine, this is negative tartaric acid brucine, can be separated by crystallization. And now these two after separation, positive and this negative, when we add dilute HCl, we obtain this tartaric acid positive crystallizes out, and plus this is get separated, remain in the solution. So this is separated and this can be remain in the solution, and negative also in the similar way. When we add dilute HCl, negative tartaric acid, because here both are present, so tartaric acid and the brucine get separate by adding the dilute HCl, and brucine is remain in the solution and we crystallize out tartaric acid. So positive and negative tartaric acid can be separated by using this chemical method. So this is so here we have to consider the resolution of tartaric acid, DL tartaric acid. When the DL tartaric acid treated with the optically active base like plus brucine, then we obtain plus minus tartaric acid, give the mixture of two diastereomer, and two diastereomers are positive tartaric acid brucine and negative tartaric acid brucine, which is shown. These two compound, these two diastereomer or these two compound are the diastereomers have different solubilities and therefore can be separated by fractional crystallization. So these two are separated. After the separation, each diastereomer is purified by recrystallization and treated separately with dilute HCl and regenerate the corresponding positive or negative tartaric acid, and this process, a complete process, is shown in this flow sheet diagram. So this is the procedure that this is a starting compound and it is separated by the crystallization, positive and negative. Both are there. After these two are separated by crystallization, one here is a tartaric acid brucine, tartaric acid, then it is reacted with the dilute HCl. These two are separated. So in this way, enantiomers can be separated, and these are the diastereomers obtained. And these diastereomers, when reacted with the dilute HCl, two positive and negative isomers or enantiomer can be separated. In the similar way, plus minus, that is DL base, can be separated by using optically active compound like positive tartaric acid and negative malic acid also. In the similar way, we can also separate other DL tartaric acid or DL malic acid. Different compound can be separated by using the chemical method. So this is third method, chemical method, most widely used method for the separation of enantiomers. So in this method, first we have to take the DL mixture. First we have to separate it by the crystallization into two different parts, and then it is we get diastereomer, and then we can separate by adding HCl into enantiomer. And last method, only used for the separation of racemic mixture, is the chromatography. As we know, racemic mixture is also separated by column chromatography. This is using this method is used an optically active adsorbent such as starch and lactose can be used. So for column chromatography, active adsorbent we have to use, and the adsorbent is a starch or lactose. When one of the enantiomer gets selectively adsorbed, then elution of the column is taking place, and suitable by using suitable solvent, they give first enantiomer which is not adsorbed strongly, and subsequently more strongly adsorbed enantiomer can be separated. So this is the method chromatography used to separate the desired enantiomer is by using this method. So Chromatography can also be used to separate the enantiomer from the racemic mixture, and adsorbent is very important part, that is the starch or lactose. And first strong what is the most strongly adsorb enantiomer after second time, and first we get the one enantiomer and another enantiomer can be adsorbed strongly and can be separated. So weakly adsorbed and the strongly adsorbed enantiomer can be separated by using the column chromatography. Adsorbent we have to use starch. So these are the four methods of separation of enantiomers. So in this method, so by this method, resolution of the enantiomer, that is we can separate the enantiomer from the racemic mixture, and these are the four methods of separation of enantiomer from the racemic mixture. So mechanical, biochemical, chemical and the chromatographic methods can be used to separate enantiomers.